And it's not, y'all shouldn't have laid down together. And that's the problem. You know what I feel like?
Talk to me.
I feel like people give their bodies away too freely. And that's why we have a lot of single moms. Because you didn't vet that man out.
That is true.
He should have never been a dad in the first place. Or you should have never been a mom. When are we going to start taking accountability?
Accountability. I'll get you when you
like, it is what it is. If you had kids, you had kids.
Yeah. On which one you're right. This is
good. I don't know. I know you tell me, like, am I tripping?
What's up, Famm Bamm? Welcome back to another episode of Crafted Conversations with Cassandra. We are here today with a special guest, Miss Sarah Fontenot. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome. So nice to have you.
I'm really excited to be here and excited for you.
Thank you.
You're allowing people to get to know you in a new way. You know, we know you a boss, babe. We know you out here. We know you holding it down. Like, it's nice to get to have this side of you. You know?
Thank you so much. Tell the people a little bit about you.
Oh my gosh, how long we got? I'm just kidding. I'm just wherever. So I am an actress. I'm a philanthropist. I am an international speaker. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an investor. I'm a lot of things, but none of that really means anything to me. I think my biggest accolade is I am exactly who God says I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is I am me unapologetically. And what I mean by that is I am finally in a place in my life where I no longer allow the biases, the judgments, the societal norms, the pressures, the family pressure, any of those things to shake me from my integrity and my barometer with God.
Oh my.
And I love that for me.
This is good. How important do you feel like it is to be unapologetic? Like in a world that everybody wants to be like the next person, are they on social media feeling like if I'm not at that level, like I'm like not in the in crowd or far behind, like how important is that to be unapologetically?
I think it's the ultimate freedom. And I think it's important to differentiate because I don't think unapologetic means rude or nasty.
Right.
I think unapologetic means take me as I am or leave me alone. Like rise to the occasion or fall to the wayside. You know, and I think that sometimes people take the word unapologetic and they're like, oh, that means I can be no, we're not asking for all that extra attitude. We're not asking you to be condescending. We're not asking you to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
We just want you to be who you are without the labels of who society has tried to make you to be. And so I think that if you want freedom, and I mean true freedom, because there are people that are like, I'm free, like,
and they're really not.
No. Like, don't get me started on this sexual liberation thing that's happening, girl, because if we don't go, I say that to say there are people that are saying things and they don't really mean it. What? And there's no bigger hell on earth than living outside of integrity with who you know you're supposed to be.
Yes, this is good.
Oh
my God. So I feel like when you're like that, sometimes you have to go that road alone.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes.
Yes.
Being alone.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancerian.
Okay.
I love people, but I also really love my space. But I think I had to mature into this. There was definitely a maturation process. But what I will say is, so this is funny, and how real can I be?
Let's get all the way real.
Because I don't want, I feel scared. I don't want, let's get all the way real. You know, I was just having this conversation, and do you remember the song No New Friends by Drake?
Yeah.
So when that song came out, I was like, he's so stupid. Like, I would understand that. Like, why would he even say that? Our music, why would you even encourage that? But now,
you understand.
You know, and so not no new friends, but high level of vetting process to come into my life as my friend.
Yeah.
Because I know the value that I bring, the openness, the love, the respect, the standard.
Yeah.
A friend is different than associate.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's not friend. No, they're not. And you don't know the intentions everybody has for you. And so inside of that, I really feel like sometimes you do have to go at it alone.
Yeah.
And I have my soul sister goddess tribe, which is like my small group of girls. I have my few very close guy friends. I have my family whom I love. I am overly blessed with the love that I receive. And also, sometimes we got to stop putting people in the roles they're not qualified for.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
Because Cassandra, girl, when I tell you, like, sometimes we allow the proximity of people to have power over us instead of us having power over our proximity. Yeah. And what I mean by that is you go to work enough, you start to see somebody, and then you get comfortable. When you get comfortable, you let your guard down.
You do.
You let your guard down, you start telling these people things they have no business knowing, but I see you enough that now I'm comfortable enough to start exposing myself enough. When really and truly, let's say I told Susie down the street at work, oh yeah, Susie, this is what it's going to be. Yeah, well, Susie goes and tells all your business.
Yes.
Susie's just being who she is. I can't get mad at Susie for being who Susie is. I need to get mad at myself for putting Susie in best friend role that she was never qualified for from the beginning. But that's because proximity had power over me. I didn't have power over my proximity. And so I say that to say, I think all of us are valuable and all of us are amazing, but all of us are not aligned.
Wow.
And you got to take the time to find out.
So that goes into like, because I'm a very firm believer of praying for discernment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How do you, like, how does you feel it works for you?
Pray people out of my life. I swear to God, I'll be like, God, if this, that's one of my prayers. Like, whoever is not for me, take them away. And that's in love, in platonic, romantic, I don't care what, family, friend, take them away. If they are not for me and the purpose that God has on my life, I don't need them. Even if it hurts, I don't need them. Even like I've had a good cry over losing people. I honestly think losing girlfriends is harder than losing like your romantic partners.
Really?
Oh, my friendship breakups hurt different.
Really?
In my experience. Have you ever experienced a friendship? I lied. Of course. No. Have you ever experienced heartbreak with a man?
Yes.
I haven't experienced heartbreak with a man.
Oh, lucky you.
I know. I hope I never do.
Yeah. But that's probably why you don't feel like it's the same type of feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's not really like girlfriend breakup. I don't feel like it's bigger.
You don't?
No.
I feel like we're intimate so differently with our girlfriends.
Yeah, we are.
With our men, it's like, naturally they're more logical and they operate on a different code. Whereas females, like we often are more emotional and are invested, and like we have that emotional support, and we have that emotional awareness and intelligence and regulation and all these different things. And our support group.
Yeah.
That our man like can be, but like also probably doesn't really know how.
Yeah.
In his code.
Right. What about family?
Oh, if I let go of family?
Yeah.
I will cut off anyone. If you are outside of the alignment that God has for me in my life, I won't do it.
One.
I'm not going to say I can't, because I can't. I can do anything.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Yeah.
Why would I choose, Now, prayerfully, and I don't have that,
Yeah.
I don't have no super crazy family. But they know.
Wow. We just web straight into it. Like, I feel like, I didn't know, like, where do you go from? I mean, I was going to go anywhere. Wow. Talk about everything. I love this. So tell us, like, where are you from? Like, are you from Atlanta? Where would you?
I'm from Canada.
Okay.
I moved to America by myself when I was 20 years old. And, it's funny. My mom and my dad, my mom cried when I left, but she was like, she's going to be okay. I'm praying over you, praying for your protection. And my dad was like, she going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Because one thing to this day, my parents still joke. And like if there's, dating, inside of dating, if my parents don't like someone, they'll say, don't tell her how you really feel, because she'll do the opposite. Like I've always kind of like I'm a critical thinker.
Yeah.
If it makes sense to me, it don't have to make sense at all. So I moved to America to become an actress. I'm a cliche. And I moved here because I thought success, you could only be doctor, lawyer, engineer, or in entertainment.
Yeah.
And I knew I couldn't be a doctor because blood makes me queasy. Lord forbid, the day I have a child, girl, and I got nervous up all out. Oh, when they're little, it's okay. But like toddler, they get sick, I'm sick.
Yeah.
Husband, I'm sick. Nanny, please, some got something here. No, can't do it. And then engineer, my mom's an engineer. Oh, what? And so I was like, I don't want that life.
Yeah.
And then lawyer, I was like, yo, high key. I've got some debating skill. We can do this. But then I counted the cost. And I'm not interested in learning about things I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to be a lawyer. Well, I love to act, sing, and dance. Let's go in entertainment. And that's what brought me to LA. And I was in LA for 15 years. And now I've been in Atlanta for 2 years.
Okay.
And Atlanta to me is a beautiful city that you can either get swept up in or swept away by. And it kind of reminds me of like high school.
Yeah.
Like the clique.
The in crowd.
Yeah. And I've always been a social butterfly like my whole life. Like, everyone is cool. I can kick it with anyone. I can have a conversation with anyone. But I land where it makes sense.
Okay.
You know, so I'm grateful. I stay in my lane and out of the way, all of the way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been a blessing. So I'm from Canada. I have 7 brothers and sisters. 5 of us grew up in the same house.
Wow.
My parents are crazy, you know, but I'm grateful. My dad ruptured a disc in his back when I was 10 years old. We went from a 2-family income household to 1. And my mom was trying to get her master's in engineering. She had a full-time job trying to make sure we weren't homeless, taking care of my dad, all of us kids, and her own life. And so I learned poise while also under immense pressure. I learned a lot from watching my parents, not so much what they told me to do, but who they are and how they show up.
Yeah.
And so this is me now. I just try to do my best to be my best me. And
I love that.
Unapologetically. And hopefully you like it. But if you don't, okay.
I love that. But how important is it, since you've been in Atlanta for 2 years, to just have that right circle around you? Because I know, like you said, you acting, you have all these other different businesses, but how do you get around that right circle? If somebody's new coming to Atlanta, you know, they just got down here, like, how do they get into the right room?
Ooh, okay. That's such a loaded question because for me, I don't go outside. Like, you got to know me to see me.
Really?
Yeah, because I enjoy people. I really do. I love people, but I'm evented out. Do you know what I mean? Like all the events that there are to go.
Oh, definitely.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, and then I have my own life and I'm building my own thing and I got all these different things that are going on. And so inside of that, it's almost like, if I don't have to be there, I love being home.
Yeah.
I love playing Uno with the friends. You know, I love a good charcuterie board and some wine. I love deep conversations. I love real, raw, and authentic. So I think that ultimately, if you don't have a tribe yet and you're new to Atlanta,
yeah,
you have to go out and meet people, maybe on social media, and then you got to vet people. But you know what, though, Cassandra, I got a question for you. Because at this big age, okay, I am 36 years old. Oh, you look good. Thank you. But at this big age, if you don't have no friends, I got a question.
Oh, that is true.
I don't even think I trust you if you don't have no friends.
Really?
At this big age, you have one, nobody can vouch for you. You thought with everybody, you're the problem. You are the common denominator.
That is true.
I don't trust it.
That is true.
I'm really kind of looking at you like, and this is another thing. I live by this. Women that come into my life,
right?
If you don't have female friends, I don't trust you at all.
What if you at the age where you like, I cut off everybody? You know, people start saying when they get older, like, everybody get cut off.
Everybody?
I mean, no, not everybody.
No, day one?
No, I do. Well, just out here.
Yeah. What is that?
People be like, when I get a certain age, I just don't have the time. I don't have the patience.
You know what that says? Everybody get cut off. You know what that says to me?
What?
That you've been operating from trauma and drama for so long that now you're aware that you don't want those people in your life. And I don't want to be your learning curve. Because I already know how to be a good friend.
Yeah.
I already know how to show up. I already know how to have the hard conversations. And if you're new in this realm, I'm not your learning curve. Go get you somebody else that don't know how to argue, that don't know how to have hard conversations, that don't know how to have compassion, that doesn't understand come from. Because this is the thing that people don't get. And I feel like at this big age, if I say something to offend you, was it malicious?
Right.
Now, if you know me, I don't have a malicious bone in my body.
Right.
Now, if it offended you, I am so sorry that happened. But what do I look like arguing with anybody over how I am or who I am? Now my character's in question because I accidentally offended you? Nah, B, you go with them over there and they trauma and you leave me around alone because we got good dysfunction over here, okay? We're all dysfunctional, but we got good dysfunction, you know?
This is good.
I don't trust them.
So you have a lot of female friends?
Yes, I have 8. Soul sister.
That you can count on your hand?
Yeah.
I love that. And how long y'all been friends for?
The oldest, who is a friend and not family in that group, is Lee Broda. Lee has been in my life. I'm 36, so for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
Celeste, since 2012, is 2025, 13 years. Honestly, I don't have a lot of new people in my.
That's good.
I have new people that it's like, you know, I'm learning and I'm vetting and
right.
Oh, I love that. And I pray to God they're another decade,
yeah,
2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades. But it's really hard now because now I'm watching people different.
Yeah.
Before, everybody could be my friend. No, now I'm watching it. How do you act when my man's around?
Ooh.
What looks do you get when my man's around? How do you hug other people's married partner? How do you act when you're I got questions. All I got I'm watching you different because the standard is different over here. And not to say that it's higher or lower. It's just different.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. Like, it's unapologetic. I don't feel bad about having my standard. If you don't like it, go find you somewhere else.
This is good.
I'm just, what do you think? What
I believe that, but then I'm thinking like, when you have friends that's like not on the same wavelength as you, right?
What is that?
So you might be an entrepreneur, you like to go to business events, but then you have another friend that likes to drink, she like to party, but you're like, y'all are different, but do you feel like that'll throw you off your game or, you know, she'll rub off on you? Because that's how I am with friends.
Yeah.
I want all my friends to be business women.
Yeah.
Like, I can't hang with people that smoke, drink all the time, party, but then they like, well, wait, that's her life. This is your life. Like, all your friends can't be like that, but how are you with your friends?
Well, I think all of my friends have something going on.
Okay.
Like, they're all pretty successful, to be honest. However, I also feel like everybody has their place. If you have friends that are they like to party all the time, they're in the club every weekend, they drinking all the time. Number one, I don't trust you because you have no standard for yourself. What are you going out every weekend for? And maybe that sounds a little bit harsh, but my mind is like, you don't want to rest.
Right.
You know, now you're starting the day late. And now what we're putting poison into our body on the weekly, and that's just okay.
Yeah.
I don't that my brain can't. And I want to ask you a question, but first I'm gonna make this point. But everybody has their place. If you do want to have friends that like to go out and party, when you have family that comes in town or people that come in town and you do want to take them out, those are the good ones to call.
Right.
What do I go to?
Yeah.
You know, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And that's okay. But are those the people that you have the deepest, most vulnerable, raw conversations with? Probably not. You know, so I think everyone has their place. Again, it's not right or wrong. It's just, I wouldn't trust that person over here, but I also wouldn't trust this person over
there. Yeah.
If you all business and you're super rigid, I don't want to take you out. You know, it's got to be like some kind of hybrid. What's the middle ground talking about? You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to come off as arrogant or stuck up, but also I want to be able to have a good time just with who I know I could trust to have a good time with. I forgot the question I was going to ask.
I was going to say, what was the question again? But I have another question. So when it comes to like everything you do in business, you have this lavish life. I love it.
Thank you.
How do you feel about a significant other being on the same wavelength as you? Because I feel you say your friends need to be, you know, y'all been friends for years, y'all been doing this, but as far as like your significant other, do they need to have the same mindset as you, or
they need to pass me?
Whoa.
Yes, because look, okay, so my bag is masculine and feminine, okay?
Okay.
So I don't want nobody to get offended. Oh, we all have masculinity and femininity.
Okay.
Now, it's where do you rank on the spectrum? Okay, we all have both. We need both. Masculine is certainty, it's decisiveness, it's logic, it's grounded, it's rooted. That is masculine. Feminine is creativity. And people are gonna be like, that's not creative. No, it is. It's just feminine and it's not bad. Okay, nothing is wrong with either or. We need both to live. It's nurturing, it's loving, it's compassion, it's understanding, it's empathy. So that's why we need both. The most masculine man on the planet still has 10 to 20% femininity. Necessary. The most feminine woman on the planet still has 10 to 20% of masculinity.
Right.
It's necessary. And so when it comes to, wait, I forgot the question. What was it?
So basically, how do you feel like when it comes to your
right. So when it comes to me, I need my man to have capacity for me. And I'm all up in my feminine. Feminine means flow, baby. And just like the ocean flows, it can be serenity or it can be wrath. The truth of the truth is, a lot of masculine men think they want feminine women, but they don't understand that a true feminine woman leans on her masculine man.
Yeah.
And that is a responsibility, and the responsibility is heavy. I come with weight. Can you hold for me?
Ooh.
You know, and so inside of that, I think that it's important to really understand as my partner, and that's another thing too. I'm not married, so I'm single, right?
Okay.
That for my partner, I'm not looking for a good time. I also will not settle. I would rather be single than do that. So if my man isn't interested in evolution and growth, if he's not interested in learning and providing, and it's so funny, men get so sensitive when we talk about provision, but it is arrogant and silly of you to think that providing for me monetarily is enough. Oh, let's talk about it. Because we need spiritual provision, mental provision, emotional provision, energetic provision. Yes, financial provision. We need all of the provision. And I think it's funny. Money is just the easiest thing to manage. And I also think it's funny when men try to say things like, oh, you just want us for money. Okay, well, the problem is you can't quantify the intangibles that a feminine woman brings to the table. So it's challenging. Most women don't even know how to articulate it.
Yeah.
But that peace thing that all men say they want, oh, all I want is peace. Do you know how intangible that is? How much does that cost? Where do you buy it from? How do you get it? We've got to be realistic with the roles that we have as men and women, you know? So no, I would not be with a man that does not have the same mindset. Now, does he have to be an entrepreneur? No. Does he have to be successful? Yes. And successful for me, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, and energetically across the board. I'm not saying 100%.
Yeah.
But you got to be on your way. I work hard on me. I expect you to work hard on you. And I want you to be past me because I'm ready to fall. And I'm ready to take off the armor. Mind you, my armor's already off, but you know what I mean. In the world, you know, I'm Sarah Fontenot in the world, but at home, I'm baby.
You want to wind down, right?
I'm baby.
Yeah.
I'm my inner child. I want to play Uno. I want to dance to Luther Vandross under candlelight in a living room. You know?
Yeah.
I want to laugh ridiculously. You know what else I want to do? I want to put my cold toes under your knees while I'm on my computer and you're on your computer and you don't say nothing to each other.
Yeah. Just in each other's presence.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not that challenging. It's really not. But, you know, finding men in a world where men are really lacking leadership, that can be a challenge for a lot of women.
And what do you think that comes from? That they lack in leadership? Is it... Woo, y'all. I know this episode is getting good, but y'all, people always ask me, how are you a mother with 2 under 2, running 5 Instagrams, 3 YouTubes, 4 Facebook groups, and you still are able to create content and show up for your audience? Let me tell you how. 4.0. Content Mastermind 4.0 is where you want to be if you are a crafter, if you are a digital marketer, and you need help creating content, putting your product out there. It's more than just having a skill, learning how to craft. You have to be able to market your product so your people can see it, and that's through creating the content, but not just any content, the right content. If you want to learn more, click the link below and come join us at Content Mastermind 4.0, and I'll see y'all on the other side. Back to the episode. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's see where you think it comes from first. Because before I get crucified,
I would say definitely the upbringing.
Go ahead. Elaborate.
Personal experience. I would definitely say, like, just not having an active father, you know, in their lives to show them what it means to be a great significant other, a great man, great husband. Like, that would be the first thing.
Yeah.
But then I would say, like, as they do get older and see, like, okay, yes, I like that father figure, but that doesn't mean I need to be to where I am. So let me go get help myself.
Yeah.
Like, let me not keep blaming that on, oh, I didn't grow up like this. Like, you're at the age now to say, I need help. Let me go get that fixed.
Period.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that there are, even, and it's so crazy because I talk to a lot of people and I love my circle. I'm so grateful. And even like my circle outside of my tightest, like my close associates, because friend is hard to get to.
Yeah.
My close associates, like it's a very affluent circle. And even people that have grown up in the hood that have now turned their lives around and become these ultra successful men with leadership and integrity, they'll say there are no OGs anymore for the young men to even follow. Mm-hmm. So now you have no OGs in the streets. You have no father figure in the home. Who is showing these men how to be men? Because a woman can't teach a man to be a man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hate when women say, Happy Father's Day to me. I am the father and the mother. Girl, you all sit down. Okay. You all have me parents. I know. You can't no sit there. No. But okay, so when you said that, where'd that come from? I was mad at the daddy. So it's like, I'll keep your father.
I mean, that's
How a little boy how to pee?
Oh, no, can't.
How you going to show that little boy how to have essence?
Yeah.
How you going to show that little boy how to be confident for a boy?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know the pressures, the feelings, the things that come with being a man. We can't be the father. If we're a single mama say that, that's okay.
Yeah. Like that's by force, but
it's not.
If you have that,
that's by no. No
about it.
Cassandra, you gonna forget me? No, because this leads to y'all better cancel me on.
This leads to me talking about. No, like so if I'm a single parent and I'm raising boys and I can't be the father, but if that's the only option, because maybe the father is not in the picture.
Why is the father not in the picture?
Maybe he's in jail.
Why would you lay down with a man that has a lifestyle that would take him to jail? Give me the next one. Why is the father not in his life?
What if the mother won't let him be in his life?
Why would you create that trauma for your children? You're selfish. That person don't have no right being a mama. You know what that is? That's a form of control. That is a woman that wants to control the narrative, that wants to control the experience that she's having with that man, and she's using her children as a pawn, and that is not okay.
Yes.
I think that is selfish, and more so than being selfish, you're literally destroying your children.
Oh,
like,
true.
That is so hurtful.
Yeah.
And look, if you're out there and you are that woman that uses your children as pawns, look, I'm not going to call you a name. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but what I will tell you is you're not thinking of the consequence that your children are now going to have to experience inside of why was daddy not there? Because you didn't allow it. And now these children are going to be left asking, am I enough? What's wrong with me? Why am I not significant? Does daddy not love me? And when those things come up, for those children, just know that this is your fault, that those questions could have been answered. Even if he's a deadbeat man or a deadbeat boyfriend or a deadbeat husband, doesn't make him a deadbeat dad.
Right.
Some people want to be in their kids' lives. And it's the man, it's the woman that won't let him do that. And I think that's trash. That's so trash bag to me. Yeah. That's trash bag. What's the next reason? Why else?
I like to go through because I went through a situation where my significant other had a kid, but the mom wouldn't let the dad in the baby's life.
Wait, in the baby or significant other? We're talking about you personally.
Yeah.
Your partner had children with another woman.
When I met him, he had another baby.
And she wouldn't let him.
He would not let him.
Trash bag.
And then when the baby grew up and he finally got a chance to be around her, she's 17 now. So he has to get to learn who she is as the person now versus who she probably was growing up and all the things she had to go through alone.
Yeah.
So
the worst part about that is the mother doesn't even realize how much resentment she's building for herself when that kid does get old enough to ask those questions. Because it's not that daddy didn't want to be here.
Right.
Look, I got the receipts, and I encourage men, keep your receipt. So you can say, look, I tried. I said, and don't stop. I think that's what the thing that a man and be like, oh, well, it's her. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Because a kid at the end of the day wants to know that you love them. And honestly, there's the proverb that says, the Chinese proverb that says, a drop of water dropped consistently over time on a rock will split the rock. A drop of water. So if you are consistently dripping out something for your children, even the lady, she gonna break down. Even the mom's gonna break down. Okay, fine. How bitter can she really be? Maybe she needs therapy. Go to court. I don't know. Fight for your children.
Yeah.
And it's not, y'all shouldn't have laid down together. And that's the problem. You know what I feel like?
Talk to me.
I feel like people give their bodies away too freely. And that's why we have a lot of single moms. Because you didn't vet that man out.
That is true.
He should have never been a dad in the first place. Or you should have never been a mom. When are we going to start taking accountability?
Accountability. I'll get you when you
like it is what it is. If you had kids. You had kids.
Yeah. On which one you're right. This is
good. I don't know. I know you tell me, like, am I tripping?
No, that's true.
Okay.
But that's hard taking accountability when you, because
have you ever been a single mom?
Of course.
You had how many kids did you have?
Who?
So you had 2 kids before your person.
Before I had 2 kids by the age of 18.
Shut up.
Dropped out of 12th grade.
Yeah. You had 2 kids by 18? What was your oldest at 18? How old were you when you had your first?
17.
You had a baby at 17 and dropped out of high school.
And at 12th grade, months before graduation.
Why?
Because I didn't have nobody to watch them. Like, yeah, definitely a single parent. But like you said, I made that choice. Yeah. I knew, like you said, if I would have birthed it, whatever, at a young girl, you're not thinking about that. You're like, I'm having a good
time. Your dad in your life?
Never.
Was your mom active in your life?
Very, but she worked 5 jobs to take care of all 7 of her kids.
Yeah.
So we basically looked up to each other as siblings.
Yeah.
So whatever my big sister did, I kind of like just followed in her footsteps because that was who basically raised it.
Yeah. So when you had kids at 18, and how long was it until you met your husband?
30. Wait, no, sorry. I'm thinking of when I had my next child, but I was 19 when I met my husband.
And you got together with him at 19?
Yes.
And y'all been together this whole time?
We have, but then we had in between.
You broke up a little bit.
Yeah.
And my sister and her husband have this same story. Not the same story, but my sister, shout out to you, Lauren and Kenton. So my sister and her husband were together for like, I want to say they're together for 6-8 years, something like that. They broke up for 5 and they got back together. So overall, they've been together for like 21 years. Okay. They have 2 boys, and it's funny because it's like they have the same dad, but one is 6. Well, he's about to be 17 next month. The other is turning 6 at the end of this month. Oh. They're 11 years apart.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely started all over.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what we're doing.
That's what I did.
Y'all like this too. I know. You just had your baby too. You had twins?
No, I have 2 on the 2. So I have 1-year-old. And then I just had.
I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you when you didn't have the baby yet.
I actually had my baby right the night that I left the event. I went into labor. It's still like, you need to sit down. I literally, my water broke when I got home. Then right after the event.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So when did you get married?
I got married 20 years old. It was 20. I got married a couple months after I met my husband.
To your husband?
Yeah. So I was young, like, I sounded, letting it just start fighting like that. Like, met when I was 19, went later, moved him in, and then we got married. Because my mom was like, y'all are shacking.
Yeah.
You need that, she's old school. So we got married. And then just literally had to grow up as kids together.
Yeah.
He was raising my 2 kids because he couldn't be in his daughter's life. So he had to, he wanted to basically be in my kids' life. Raised them, went through what we went through. We divorced, got back together, and we just had 2 kids. Right?
And you married?
We married, yep.
Okay. Yeah, a story of love.
Yeah.
How long were you divorced?
4 years.
This is great.
Yeah.
Time to grow.
Yeah.
Because one thing, I don't feel like people should get married young.
I know, but then it's like, oh, y'all shouldn't be staying together. And
girl, I've been engaged twice and a half, really, you could say. And I say the half because my ex asked my dad for permission to marry me in front of my mom and I, which is so inappropriate. Like, men, don't ever do that.
Really?
Yeah. In front of my mother and I.
Okay, you should have did it separate.
Well, it was breadcrumbing. I learned through therapy. It was like a way of getting me to think, like, he's so serious about marriage.
Yeah.
Different things. Anyway, but I've been engaged 2.5 times, and I'm so grateful. The first time I was engaged, I was 18. The second time I was engaged, I was 26 or 27. And I'm when I look back at my relationships, the level of growth that I've had is so evident in the men I was.
Wow.
Girl, my first ex-fiance almost paralyzed me. He mocked me across a room, like beat me up so bad. And it only happened at 20. Well, it happened at 20, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Before I moved here. Well, really like 19, but no, and it's okay. I'm grateful because I'm walking.
Right.
God is good. And I have pain every day, and it's a good memory to listen. Lord, God, I'm that person. I don't be listening to God all the time. I'm better now.
Yeah.
He'd be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And then you got to get aggressively yanked back to the road.
Yes.
But I'm grateful because I'm walking and I'm here and I'm strong and I'm doing what I need to do and I'm taking care of me and all of the different things. But I say that to say, I had no idea who I was at 18 years old.
Right.
I didn't have any idea who I was at 25 years old.
Yeah.
I tried to start becoming who I thought I could be at like 30. I've been working towards getting to me, I'm still not. I will never arrive.
Yeah.
But I'm so much clearer on who I am, how I am, what my true desires are, what I actually want without the pressure of society.
Yeah.
Like real conversations that I've been having with my mom and my family, like really like real stuff. Will I regret if I never have children? Because, and maybe mother looks different for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it looks like bonus mom, surrogate, adoption. You know, it could look like one of many things, but will I regret it? And right now, no, because I have a very fun, free, luxurious life where I just get to go and shake. And yeah, you want to do what I do.
Yeah.
But I think about how I FaceTime my parents every day, every single day. Like if I go missing for a day,
they blowing you up.
Oh, what? Where are you? Hey, honey, didn't want anything. Just wanted to see how you're doing. You know, like they don't. I don't miss with them.
Yeah.
And my parents are almost 70. So I think about when I'm up in.
But you had an older age.
Yeah. I'm the second youngest. I'm the baby girl.
Okay.
Yeah. My little brother came and ruined everything because I was just the baby. And then he came in.
Yeah.
But yeah, my parents are almost 70. And so it's like, I don't know what my life will be like older without, because nobody's going to check on you like your kids will check on you.
Yeah.
Even though I have like my girlfriends, you know, I have.
Any nieces or nephews?
12.
Okay. Oh, whoa, what?
I'm the favorite auntie. You know,
I know auntie. I know.
One of my nieces came out here to visit. And she was like, ooh, I don't, because she had a breakup. And she was like, oh, maybe I showed her a different life.
Yeah.
She could have a different experience.
Yeah.
A way different experience. But I'm the favorite auntie for all except for one. I rebuked that little child. I don't like her. She's 3.
How old? I'm going to say gotta be a taller.
I'll try any child to just don't say I'm trying to teach a little girl. But the rest of them, we're cool and we talk. And then one of them is my god baby.
Okay.
So he's the most spoiled because I take my godmother.
Well, seriously.
This is very serious.
Yeah.
It's so bad that now whenever my sister gets packages to the house, look, my mom just texted me that. Whenever my sister gets packages to the house, because I send all the packages, he's like, oh, it's for me. It's like, no, actually, I ordered something off Amazon. Chill out. This is not for you.
Yeah.
I love that for us. And then his dad was like, hey, she gonna have to stop buying stuff for Caprice too, because this is crazy. She like, well, one cat, like, so every so often I'll, send something.
Yeah.
Razzle dazzle here and there.
So how you were saying, like, how would you feel like when you got to the age? Did you say how would you feel if you didn't?
I'm surrendered.
Yeah.
I no longer have attachment to what I think it should look like. And I think that's where we go wrong as women. We're so, well, not even traditional. It's because it's not traditional. It's not necessarily traditional to think that you're supposed to have children. It's indoctrinated into you. Some women don't want to have children, but still have children because they think that's what they're supposed to do. It's not tradition. It's mind control. It's indoctrination ultimately, right? And so for me, I had to really ask myself, would I be okay if I never got married? And then, like, for me, like, what is my truth? And when I really started answering these questions, because I have a beautiful dating life, I'm having a great dating experience, and I'm still like, would I be okay if I was never a wife? And then I start thinking about it. Do I want to be a wife because society says I'm supposed to be? Because I feel more valuable as one? Because it makes it seem like, you're doing something better if you are married, and people weaponize singleness.
Yeah.
Well, she's single. Okay, I choose to be single. And this is the longest I've been single since I was 15 years old. I'm always in a relationship.
Yeah.
And for the first time, I'm like, no, I used to be whoever was most persistent would win. And now it's like, no, whoever is most aligned with similar core values will win. It's not enough to make money. It's not enough to, I don't care what car you drive. I can't stand flashy men. Like, if you're a flashy man, trust you. Because to me, it's giving overcompensation.
Yeah.
Now it's different if you have a marketing lifestyle.
Right.
Like that, I understand that. But if you're just a normal Joe Schmo, and maybe not normal, a successful Joe Schmo.
Right.
You're not an entrepreneur, and everything you
gotta flip
in everything. Well,
Yeah.
You know, what do you, my brain can't wrap around that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it sometimes, like Kendrick says, you got to pop out and show.
You got to pop your ears.
Yeah. But
yeah.
To me, it's giving lacking somewhere. It's giving void.
Yeah.
You know? But what do you think? Do you think women want to be married, or do you think they don't?
I don't. I would say society definitely plays a big part in it. Because you can say, like, I want to be single, I want to travel a lot, and then now you got this kid, and you're like, I don't want to have any more kids if I'm married with a picket fence and a dog. So society make you feel like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it also, statistically speaking, I mean, if 70% of divorces are initiated by women, it kind of just, it's like, I feel like we're sold this dream that we were having, and it seemed like a great idea. And then we get into it and it's like, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Marriage is like the most challenging thing we'll ever do that we're never taught how.
Oh my gosh.
You know, they don't teach us how to have emotional regulation.
Yeah.
They don't teach us how to keep our tone down when we're frustrated. They don't teach us how to not take things personal or project how we're actually feeling. They don't teach us the tools that are required inside of marriage. It's just like this person that I met 2 years ago. Like, you were really a stranger 2 years ago, and now I've decided I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you. Like, yes, there is definitely happy marriages. I look at my parents, I look at my whole family's married, but most people are not happily married.
Happily married.
They're comfortably married. And they're splitting the rent.
Getting deeper out here.
You know, they're roommates. They're roommates. They're roommates. That's what it is. The roommates that sometimes sleep together. Mm-hmm. You may not even like this person, and that's not the marriage I want.
Right.
I'm willing for people to be like, oh, she's single. You're damn right, and I'm happy in real life.
Yeah.
And when I do have my person, please know there ain't one bit of facade over here, because I've done that already, and I'm not doing it. Yeah. You know, and the second time I was engaged, Cassandra, we were every hashtag. Do you hear me? We were Black love. We were relationship goals. We were power couple. But in reality, it was so toxic. That man looked me dead in my face and said, Sarah, you'll never make it. The only way you'd make it is if you married someone who made it. And by the way, at that time, I was in the top 6% of a $9.8 billion company. Went on to be in the top 1%. So how dare you even, but those are the things where people try to break you down.
Yeah.
They don't want you to shine. They don't want you to be the light that God has called you to be. And so it goes back to, are you being unapologetic with who you are and how you are?
So that's what we just talked about.
Back to authenticity.
That's what we just talked about.
Are you living for the world, which, by the way, God says be not of?
Yep.
Right? Be in it, but not of it. Are you living for the world, or are you living for what is true? And honestly, and this is a whole other conversation for another day.
Part two, coming soon.
But I don't even feel like truth exists. The only real truth is God.
Yes.
And that's subjective. Every truth can be argued from the opposite side. The same way I'm like, you know what? Men are lacking leadership. And I think a lot of men are very feminine these days. And I think a lot of women are very masculine these days.
Of course, by default.
Yeah. It's survival.
Yeah.
You know, but I also think that it's not taking accountability. I think people should be abstinent before they just start. I met you 3 days ago. You think you're about to get in my bed, sir?
That's true.
Get together. But here's a question for you.
Okay.
I know you've been married, so obviously you haven't experienced this, but have you experienced this with your girls? I was having a conversation with one of my ride or dies. We were reading this book together, and inside of the book, it was talking about the things. And so we brought it up, and then she was like, well, yeah, I can relate. Sometimes I feel guilty if I don't have sex with someone that I'm dating. What? Now, notice I said dating, not in a relationship.
Right.
This is a person that you are getting to know, that you are going out with, and for whatever reason, they're not exclusive, but she feels like there's guilt associated if she doesn't have sex with this man.
I can see why she would say that.
Why?
Because
I don't get it.
It's so easy to get it these days.
Get it from somewhere else.
Everywhere. So it's like the dating pool. Oh, I saw the conversation. The dating pool is so toxic right now because you can be like, oh, I'm going to be abstinent. I'm going to save myself. And you can go on Instagram. There are BBLs everywhere. And get on it. Put them down. Smash stroke. You know, I expect you to run through that because you ain't running through me. Right.
And if you do come talk to me, I want you to come like speak. I'm a wife already. I'm just not married.
Oh, yeah.
No, this out girlfriend. Like, I want my husband. He just ain't found me.
Yeah.
Or he's been married. I'm going to catch a second wave. You know, I feel like most people, they get married. That first wave, and got married 20s, young.
Right.
They got divorced. Second wave, though?
Oh, coming.
That's my wave, probably. But I really mean that. Like, I want my husband.
Yeah.
So if it's just husband and wife, when I meet you, I expect you to be, a man is a man.
Yeah.
And they always going to be some hoes. Run through them. Be set, but get out the way first. Get no, I'll give a little 2, 3 that you when you want some time.
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm not going to try to change it. And I think we as women have to stop thinking that just because we met a man and we like each other, that they're going to stop smashing women.
Yeah.
Especially if you're abstinent. It's not realistic. Let that man be a man. And if he values you, because a masculine man that loves you, doesn't want to hurt you, doesn't want to take advantage of you. I've had men, like I put it on I am abstinent. And I say, don't even lay down with me until you're ready for a commitment with.
So you set the expectation.
From the
yeah.
And do you know men will be like, I'm about to play with you, Sarah. I'm about to play with you. I respect you.
100.
Yes.
Wow.
They don't play with me. It's literally like, be my friend. Not that you're my friend zone.
Right.
But be my friend. Do we even like each other? What do I look like giving you the most sacred thing that I have to offer for a dinner? I'm sorry. For a dinner? Cassandra, sometimes it isn't even a dinner. And can I say, wait,
and then I buy all,
this is more fun with this thing. I'm so sick and tired of women being like, I need you to send me money to get my hair and my nails done. Why is your hair not done already?
Yeah.
Do you not have a lifestyle where your hair and your nails is done? Can't see.
Yeah.
So now you get this new man in your life. You got expectations for him. He don't even.
Now he's gonna have expectations for you.
Oh, you better.
Oh, you want some hair and nails money?
No. I need who give your whole body, most sacred thing you have to offer for
hair and nails.
It ain't worth it. It's prostitution, really, at this point. It's transactional, and that's okay. But we just gotta call it what it is, and it's fine. It's okay if that's how you live. Live it how you get it. And I've said this before. I think the frustrating part for me is when people try to act like they're these serial entrepreneur boss babes out here killing it, and it's like, nah, you getting sweated over by 3 different men a month that are paying your rent collectively.
I just had this conversation earlier. It is crazy. Look, Sarah, this was amazing.
Sorry.
What might be your biggest, what do you want to tell the audience? What do you want them to leave with? Because we just touched on 30 different topics. Sorry, you going viral. I'm ready for it. So what would you want them to take away from this conversation?
That you are so valuable, and that nobody can place a label on you if you don't accept it. And so in order to live and be unapologetic about who you are and how you are, you have to find out who that person is first. Who is it that you actually want to be? And then move in alignment with that. Only do things that are in alignment with that. Protect that version of you and move in that way. Now, this is the thing. If you want to be the best hoe in the city, do that. Move in alignment with it. And that's like no shade.
Right.
I'm being so serious. People should operate the way they want to operate. And if you want to be the most feminine, highly sought after woman, exclusivity is required. You can't do whole teams and expect queen treatment. It's not going to happen unless you're doing that with your person. So I said that to say, really and truly, you gotta own who you are.
Yeah.
And just take steps. How do you get anywhere? A single step. No one is better than the other person. Sometimes we catch it a little bit later in life, and that's okay. If you are the person that doesn't have friends, start working on yourself. Your vibe attracts your tribe. If you are the person that's been promiscuous, that's okay. Start setting boundaries around yourself. You are so much more than your body. Start reading books. Start getting out there. Start going to retreats to meet new women that are on the same wavelength and mindset. And lastly, I would say, God said we are wonderfully made.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking. I don't know why I'm thinking of Thessalonians 5:16 through 18. It says, "Pray without ceasing, rejoice always, pray without ceasing, and in everything give thanks." That means you've got to be in integrity with you, which is God, source, barometer, right? So I don't think I'm the cat's meow. I think I just know who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. And I think the day that we have women that know, love, and own who they are, the whole world is going to change for the better.
That's so good. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah.
Coming on Epic Conversations with Cassandra. This was amazing. And we're going to be doing part 2.
Okay.
You got to do a part 2. Okay. All right. Y'all heard it here first. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Crafted Conversation with Cassandra. Sarah, tell us how we can follow you.
Yeah. So I'm Ms. Sarah Fontenot on all platforms. I also have a podcast. Can I shout out my podcast?
Yeah.
It's Giving Podcast on all. You could just Google it. We're on Spotify, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. And then we have an ebook.
What?
So if you want to learn how to get more feminine, we have an ebook.
I love that. Awesome.
It's an intro to femininity, but it's pretty solid. I watched it back like, it's $26.
That is fair enough.
It's a night out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah.